25 years ago. It is the forgotten about, never talked about.
I forgot about this.
Black sheep, redheaded stepchild.
That's what Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie said after making Final Reckoning.
All they do is show him climbing.
They show him climbing. That's it. But they make reference to like every other movie, especially the early ones, and they just ignore the fact that this movie ever existed. Yes, we're talking about Mission Impossible 2, directed by John Woo. All right, so I picked this one, Mission Impossible 2. I mean, we did the first Mission Impossible, which is still probably my favorite of the franchise. Mission Impossible 2, like I said, it's the forgotten one. Nobody remembers Mission Impossible 2. And it's because we watched it a lot. But it's not one that when you think of the Mission Impossible franchise, do you think of this one? Because it's so different. It's so just kind of out there, and it's because it's John Woo. Like John Woo takes this on and basically turns Mission Impossible into a Bond movie. That's really what this is. It's Ethan Hunt is James Bond. You even bring in Anthony Hopkins to be the M-type character, and you've got the a fight over a virus trying to spread and all that. It feels very Bond-like, which is not necessarily the Mission Impossible. I mean, it's kind of Mission Impossible-esque, but in a very different way. And it's so over the top and just like slow motion sequences galore and overly dramatic just for the effect of it all. I still probably have this as my least favorite of the Mission Impossible movies. I think the website says I have it at 1.5 stars. That's really like that's not very, that's pretty disingenuous there. It's gotta be, it's probably still a thumbs down though. Like this is like your awesomely bad movie. Like this one is just like, you turn it on, you turn the brain off and just have fun with it. Now, it is still Mission Impossible, and I still love the franchise so much. I needed to watch this one. It was streaming everywhere, but I'm like, I need to have this on my shelf. And so Todd and I used to back in the day. There's the DVD. We had a bunch of movies that we had bought together, and so when I moved away for college, we had to separate our DVD collection. And so what we started doing is there was a program that we found where you could burn copies of your DVDs as like backups. And I would just hold on to Todd's backups and Todd would hold on to my backups. And that's how we split up our collection. Well, I realized getting ready for this, that the copy I still had on my shelf was still the DVD backup. Like, well, I need something better. So I actually bought it on 4K. Because I'm like, why not? I mean, it wasn't that much of a price difference to just go the full thing and go 4K. So I went with it, and so I got the 4K now. I watched my 4K disc on Thursday to watch Mission Impossible 2. Because I'm like, part of me is also like, if you're gonna watch one of these on 4K, I mean, Mission Impossible 2 is probably one that's gonna be pretty cool in 4K, and it was pretty cool in 4K. So
this is the most 2000s conversation I've ever heard.
I know, right?
Back in the day.
It's so, and Doug Ray Scott is like the perfect villain for an over the top, ridiculously dramatic Mission Impossible movie, because that's who he is in this whole thing. Like him and his Australian accent just kind of rule the just vibe of the entire movie.
Isn't he from the UK though too, which is crazy to think about?
Is he? He feels so Australian.
I know, that's what I looked. I had to look. I'm like, when I recasting, I was looking for Australian actors. And I was like, wait, he's from the UK. I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Oh gosh, he's Scottish. Todd, you grew up next to me watching this movie. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I remember this one probably the best of all of them because we did watch it quite a bit. But for me, I don't think this one's that bad. I think I have this ranked 4th on my Mission Impossible rankings.
Whoa!
I think it's a lot of fun, and to me, this is like the Fast and Furious 6 of the saga because it is pretty ridiculous. The plot is absurd, but it understands what it's doing, and the fight scenes are still great. It's still like this big macho action movie, and it kind of gets everything that it's doing. It's not as complicated as like when everything tried to be a Bourne movie after the Bourne Identity came out. There's something endearing about it just being like a just ridiculous action movie directed by John Woo. I still think the movie's a lot of fun. I watched it over 2 nights, which is not ideal, but, it still worked. I mean, there was kind of like an hour of setup and then an hour of action. So, I kinda like that. I do like Doug Ray Scott. I had forgotten that he was, like, his body double or something, and that's why that's why they know each other so well and stuff. It's an interesting thing. That'd be the scene I would have liked to see is, like, them actually performing as or him, like, being his double at some point. 'Cause, like, you wouldn't think that they'd be around each other very much, but they also, they clearly know a lot about each other, and, like, they said they have a
They'd
different.
have to know something about each other, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, the movie is just I mean, it's a blast to watch. I remember some things very distinctly. The one guy who's basically the Daniel Craig in Tomb Raider, Hugh Stamp, the blonde sidekick dude,
It's a
kind
good
of,
comparison, actually. It's pretty
yeah.
good.
I remember that character pretty well. I thought he was actually in more of the movie. I thought I always picture him as being like the main villain. I don't even necessarily register the Doug Ray Scott part of it. It's just I also was reading on Wikipedia. I think I had mentioned this to Terry that William Goldman, the two-time Oscar-winning writer, was the one who first wrote the script for this, and then it was taken over by Robert Towne, the writer of Chinatown. And
Oh
this is what
wow.
they came up with. I mean, the plot is super ridiculous, but the dialogue is bad. But it's still. But I mean, the dialogue in a lot of these movies are bad. So I don't know. I just don't think the movie's a lot of fun. I mean, I think my rating says 2.5 stars. It's basically like a low 3-star movie, high 2.5-star movie.
All right, Adam, what's your experience with this one?
So as we're talking here, I'm like, was there a possibility that I watched this in theater? Now, I can't with full confidence say that I did, but if I did see it, it would be with my aunt who took me to Three Kings at that theater that used to be by the Costco over in Tacoma. So there's a slim possibility I may have saw this in theater. I would have been like 10, almost 11. I think it could have been there. I remember this one watching it. I think I've seen it quite a bit. I actually don't own. I only Mission Impossible movies I own is Fallout. It's a fun movie for sure. It definitely drags in the middle where I was having a hard time like staying awake. It's definitely that feels like that 2000. I felt like when I ordered it on Amazon, I was about to see like, you wouldn't steal a car, would you? You wouldn't steal something, would you? You know what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like I was gonna see
Piracy is stealing.
I would have seen that, like, hold on to something. The X-Men, like the Halle Berry quoted it. There's fun moments, but it's a little tough at times too. But again, I was more of a Mission Impossible 1. Like I watched that a lot more because I've also, and I made reference, I played the video game of Mission Impossible on the PlayStation, and that was always like there for me on the PlayStation. I actually own that game still, and it's probably due for a revisit because you go through like the you do that whole thing where you're dropping down into to try to steal the stuff off the hard drive where they bring back in Final Reckoning. They talk about that, but Mission Impossible 2 is a fun time. Is it a good time? You know, depending how many white doves you have, but it's definitely dated, and I feel bad for John Woo because what's he doing now? I don't know. What's John Woo doing now? What's John Woo's filmography looking like? There's some really good. There's Bulletproof Monk, right? He did that one, right?
No,
No,
I don't
that
think
was somebody
so.
else.
No, that doesn't sound right at all.
He did Face Off and he
That's
did
right.
Broken Arrow. Those were his two
That's
big
his two big
other
ones,
American
yeah.
movies.
He did a couple of video games that he made some video games too. I know that.
Silent Night. I really like Wind Talkers. That's the one I thought was actually like a genuinely great movie.
Oh
that he
yeah.
made. But, I mean,
I haven't watched that
aside
one
from
yet.
his action movies that he made in the
Wind
90s,
Talkers, like the Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too. I used to watch that one quite a bit as well.
Who would Nicolas Cage play? And why wasn't he Ambrose in 2000?
Yeah. He's Castor Troy.
He was Castor Troy, yeah.
That's what I wrote down. Of course, Ambrose.
He totally could have pulled that off. Totally.
He could play Doctor now.
Yeah, he could be the Doctor or McCloy.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, who would '90s Giamatti play?
Okay, I got this one. It's easy. This is the easiest one. When I had the co-pilot when he picks up and he all he sees is the plane crash. But
Oh,
uh,
okay.
he's playing Sergei Grotsky. It's just the guy
Oh,
in
the
the
other
photo.
doctor.
The doctor that's
The dying doctor.
it's just the photos. He's just the photos.
I said he would
Okay.
be he'd be Billy Baird. He'd be the other
Yeah, that's
member
what
of
I
the
wrote
team
down.
that just flies the helicopter. That's all
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah. McCloy's accountant also, by the way. Nicholas
Oh, that's
Bell or
not bad.
whatever. Yeah.
Highest war performance, Todd.
I have Roxborough, Richard Roxborough as Hugh Stamp, because that was the character that most stuck in my head from this movie, and the one, and his scenes, I think I relate to his character most in the movie too. He's an interesting actor. I don't know what he did otherwise, but he's
I'll tell you what he did. A year later, he was the Duke in Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. Okay.
It's a little bit funny. This feeling
No, he's had some decent.
inside.
He was Dracula in the Van Helsing movie.
Oh,
So
that
he
was
he
him.
actually
Wow.
he actually did have some decent stuff. He was in Elvis apparently. I mean, I think he's cool. I didn't put any of that together that he was any of those other characters, but he's really good in this movie. I like the right hand man characters. Like that, all of these at this time. There was like Noah Taylor and Daniel Craig were the ones in a Tomb Raider, and then you had Justin Bartha and National Treasure. There's always like this one guy who was like kind of in the movie, but he wasn't like the main character. That was just like a cool character actor. I thought this guy could have been that guy.
Yeah, once I saw this and Moulin Rouge, I never could understand how it was the same guy, because those are two so polar opposite characters. I'm watching his death scene right now, actually. I'm taking the low hanging fruit. I'm saying Tom Cruise, because like, what do you think? There's going to be a potential Mission Impossible 9 with somebody else fronting it? No, like, I feel like once Jeremy Renner tried to take it over, they realized, yeah, no, it can't be anybody but Cruise. And this is like Cruise's baby too. Like, he is we did this when we did our draft. His first producing credit was the first Mission Impossible. That was, and like, this has been his brainchild, his baby for the last almost 30 years.
Why didn't he direct
And
at any point? He should have.
he probably could have directed one of these, but I don't think he never necessarily wanted to. He wanted to be the stunts. He wanted to do the Tom Cruise thing, and he couldn't have done that if he was also in charge of it all. So
He's saying he's not Charlie Chaplin.
yeah. So I'll say Tom Cruise's highest war. Adam.
I got Ving Rhames.
Yeah,
Luther has nothing to do with the last one, but I liked Luther. Was always like the fun side character, the right hand man of Ethan there too. So I always liked Ethan, or I always liked Luther here. So definitely gotta mention Ving Rhames. He definitely is a high roller. He's got the Versace jacket on. He's got Gucci shoes.
the Bill Paxton Memorial worst performance.
Yeah, this is where it doesn't have anything.
I'm going first. I'm going Anthony Hopkins, because this is like the definition of the, like, if you ever want to see what it looks like for Anthony Hopkins to phone it in, you watch Mission Impossible 2, because this is him. Like, he just, I feel like he just happened to be around and it's like, oh, I'm on set. Oh, you want me to act in a scene? I can do a scene. And then
It's
he
not
pops out
different
and
than
he
what he
does
does
the
in Red
scene.
Dragon.
You watch this, or you watch the
I don't know.
Transformers movie he's in too. Like, those are the two biggest phoning it in jobs ever.
Yeah, and it brings some gravitas just simply because you're looking at Anthony Hopkins, but he's doing nothing. He's phoning it in. Adam, what do you got?
This is tough, man. I think that's probably the right choice here. Honestly, I don't know. I think there is some point, like, obviously Billy's not, or Baird, like the Australian driver guy, wasn't really into anything else. there's a possibility where there's an argument to be made that he could be one of the worst performances here too, if it's not Hopkins, because it essentially is. It's Copley, but Copley has like that sustained charismatic energy, where this guy's like, yeah, he has a cool accent. So I'll go with Paulson, or whatever his name is.
Sounds good.
Okay. It's one of the Maypothers. I mean, it's either Tom Cruise or William Maypother. William Maypother is awful in this. He completely sticks out like a sore thumb. But this is Tom Cruise's worst performance as Ethan Hunt. It's because he
I wouldn't argue with that.
He's got too much twinkle in his eye to be Ethan. It's like he's trying to be one of his other characters but put him in this universe. He's still like, yeah, he can do all the stunts and everything, but his actual acting is pretty terrible in this. I was tempted to have him both highest score and worst performance, but I mean, William Maypother isn't in enough to make him truly worst performance, but he is pretty terrible in this too.
He has like one line the entire movie. Like,
it's because he's so bad. He just like,
freaking bone.
What is that blonde-haired guy giggling at? Or he got that big ass grin on his face all the time.
All right, minor character triumvirate: Amazing Larry, Charlie Duke, and Matt Damon. Adam, you're first.
All right, my favorite minor character. I'm going to go with Dr. Necrofich, doctor here. Because that guy, whenever I saw him on the movie, I was like, yes, of course, it had to be that guy. It had to be the guy. Obviously, he was the Ivan Tritak from The Saint. I love the 1997 Saint movie with Val Kilmer, and he's basically the same exact character. He's very similar. So he's my favorite minor character, just kind of nostalgic for that actor. My movie maker is McLeod's greed, because he wants the cure and the virus. So it's his greed is the movie maker. And Matt Damon, what movie are you in? It's Anthony Hopkins. So
boom. Yeah, that's pretty undeniable.
Amazing Larry. I don't know. I mean, there's just two people that I really like during this. You got Dominic Purcell as Ulrich in this. He doesn't really do much, but he's in this, and he actually looks like a muscle
with way too much hair.
Yeah, way too much hair. And also, way down the list on the uncredited, you have Patrick Marber as train driver. Now, Patrick Marber is the playwright who wrote Closer and Notes on a Scandal. I don't know where there's a train in this movie, and I don't know why he's acting in this movie, but he is in this, so I'll say him as one of my favorite minor characters too. Although it probably got cut somewhere down the line. But he's the writer of Closer. Minor character who causes the movie to happen was the co-pilot, because it's like Shooter calling the plane Hoosiers, let yourself get taken out. He gets taken out in the cockpit, and it crashes the plane. And Matt Damon, what movie are you in? Or Doves?
Who?
The Doves.
Oh, Doves. Yeah, the Doves. That's a good call.
Doves. I heard Dubs and like the Warriors. What?
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. Doves. White doves. Or you could just say, I mean, yeah. I'll let you go, Terry.
All right. I was trying to find Patrick Marber for you and see if I can find, I'm trying to find a still of him in Mission Impossible 2, and nothing's popping up. Okay, my Amazing Larry, I'm going with Wallace, played by William Maypother, just because it's him and it instantly draws your face to it. I just saw his death scene on here where they're chasing Ethan, and he gets hit by the semi truck, and he looks out the window, like like it was bad, but it's great. My Charlie Duke ticket taker movie maker of the movie is Dr. Grodsky, because he's the one that actually takes the virus and shows what can happen if you have the virus. And of course, what movie are you in? Anthony Hopkins. Tripod of Depravity, Todd.
My stick man. I mean, it could be argued that Ethan's a pretty elite stick man in this movie, especially. See, he like I said, he turns on the charm. He's not really Ethan as much in this and he pulls the girl. My douchebag. I gotta remember who that guy is. Oh, that's my douchebag is Wallace, played by William Mapother. Because of course he's terrible. And my punchable face is Ambrose. Both when he has his own face and when he has another face. It's punchable regardless.
All right. I have my stickman is Bellerophon. My douchebag is Chimera. And I mean Bellerophon, everyone wants to get that in. I mean
Everybody wants to get that.
Wow.
I'm mad at myself. I didn't think of that.
And my most punchable face is obviously Hugh Stamp. Like
Hugh is punchable?
He is totally punchable. Like no one looks dumber in this movie than when the mask gets pulled off and he's laying there dead with his mouth duct taped. Yeah.
So you want to punch the dead guy?
I want to. Well, and he also gets he loses.
I don't know. Like I mean, Baird is more punchable when Stamp, like when he opens the door on Stamp's finger. Like I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. I wanted to punch that guy too. I relate more to Stamp.
Stamp is definitely not the stick man because he had the tip cut off. So,
oh boy.
Wow. Going downhill quick. Stickman, yeah, Ethan Hunt, because he clearly says, she's like, do you mind if I'm on top? She's like, no, whatever works. And has like the shit-eating grin the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Does pick up Thandie Newton as well. Punchable face, it's William Mapother. Yeah, because in the bedroom, yeah, it's same character essentially. Let's see, douchebag though. That's where it gets a little. Yeah, I think Ambrose is a pretty good douchebag there too. So I'll go with Ambrose here. There's not a whole lot of characters to really choose from, but I think Ambrose.
That's why I went with the virus in the in the antidote. Okay, best scene. Best scene. I'll go first on this one. There's some interesting ones. I'm gonna go with the sequence at the horse track. There's so much stuff going on there, and how she turns around. You've got Luther running in to find them like in this like spat with each other while they're facing each other. She puts the envelope back in the wrong pocket. It's where we first meet McCloy. John C. McCloy. I always remember that line reading, and it's not even him saying it. It's a recording box to try and get the voice recognition. John C. McCloy. Yeah, the horse track. I'll go as my best scene.
It's weird how many movies have a scene at a horse track. I've never even been to a horse track, but like there's so many like pivotal scenes that take place at like horse tracks, dog tracks, and stuff. It's like it makes me curious.
Adam, what's your best scene?
The horse track is pretty damn good. But I probably, I don't know. I think the motorcycle chase that ends with them fighting on the beach and all the John Woo-isms that does happen there, and the knife in the eye, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm watching it right now.
Where the where the thought process was that they're both going to jump off their vehicles and slam each other's chests together. Yeah. I want to know what they thought was going to happen there.
Yeah, it's purely from that time period for sure, but it's pretty fun.
Yep.
My favorite scene, I mean, other than I just remember him climbing. That's a really cool scene. I don't know how much rock climbing he was actually doing, but that looked pretty terrifying. And but confronting McCloy as the Doctor is that's probably my actual favorite scene. That's a really cool part where yeah, I mean Brendan Gleeson slimy as shit in that scene. And he talks about himself in the third person. Even that's a really good scene, and one of the ones that really stood out to me. I mean, like I said, that's the line I remember most. Well, I've heard all I need to hear.
It's good. It's good. All right. Let's hear. Todd already mentioned a scene that we missed.
I have another one too.
Oh, you have another one too? Go for it.
Okay, so I want to see the scene where Ethan is swapping faces with Hugh, because like he doesn't have very much time to do that. So he knocks him out. I assume he knocks him out because we don't see that part either. But then he's got like a very limited time to put his own face on another guy after he, duct tapes his face and then puts that guy's face on him. There's like a scene where that could have happened where like there was like a janitor or something walking by, and like they see like him like over this body like with his face half on and the other person's face half on. That would have been really really funny to see. That would have been, I mean, wouldn't have fit the tone of the John Woo movie, but it would have been something like that should have been seen, because it just doesn't. I don't think the logistics match up how little amount of time he had to swap faces.
Well, yeah, and they kind of contradict themselves with Mission Impossible 3, where they actually show them the process of making the masks as well, and it takes some time.
Had a Hugh mask on him.
Yeah, that is true. They would have to have some kind of
his own face and Hugh's face on him as he's breaking into this like.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of logistics issues there. Sure.
I don't have a specific scene, but I was just looking through the IMDb trivia, and it said that John Woo's original cut of this movie was 3.5 hours long.
I saw that too.
And Paramount said it couldn't exceed 2 hours. And like, well, that means there's an hour and a half of deleted scenes out there somewhere.
Tom Cruise edited this movie too.
Might piece this movie together a little bit better. So,
yeah, nuts. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other like scenes I wanted to see. Maybe how they recruited, the Australian guy, Billy. Because obviously Luther was going to come in, but how did they was there like an interview, job setup? Is he on LinkedIn or what's going on? How did they get like that guy?
2000s version of LinkedIn for the IMF only.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, so the movie was originally rated R, but was changed after many of the action scenes were cut, and the violence was trimmed down. See, I want to see the director's cut of Mission Impossible 2 now. Now that I'm seeing this,
I mean, the budget was $120 million. That's a huge budget at the time. So it probably was. They shot it, they didn't even use it.
Yeah, Tom Cruise lied to the movie's insurance agent, saying that he would have a stunt double, and then he did 95% of his own stunts.
Mm-hmm. Speaking about another movie getting a director's cut that we deep dove, apparently that people have seen the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever. So it's even darker and better. I want to see this movie.
Let's keep going. Any conspiracy theories or flaws or anything in that realm you want to mention?
Yeah, I have a couple. Well, obviously, I thought if Thad Newton did reprise her role, well, we talked about that already, kind of. But I think that in a world, Billy, after the events of Mission Impossible 2, does lay low for a long time, and then comes back and gets recruited by Hannibal and takes on the new monocle of Murdoch in the A-Team film, and it's played by Charlie Copley. It's the same character. He is the helicopter driver and everything.
I like it.
I can see Tom Cruise in the back of a tank shooting off the tank as it parachutes down. I can see that.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a couple things. I mean, the movie's pretty perfect overall, but some flaws, just like housekeeping stuff. There's a part where Ambrose tells Ethan, "Yeah, Nye is gonna die of Chimera," and the immediate thing we get is a flashback of the same thing we saw 20 minutes earlier, as if we were supposed to have forgotten about it. like of what happens when you get Chimera. Like maybe that's because the script was originally 3.5 hours of footage or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, it's just like one of those things. It's like I know we just watched that. We just watched him die. And there's also a part where they're at the racetrack and he says, "Don't turn around," and she turns around and he's like, "You turned around," and she's like, "Yeah, you're gonna spank me," but he can't anymore because she turned around. Like, like I was just so Oscar winner Robert Town. Thank you.
Well done.
Pretty good.
Well done.
And that's why Ethan Hunt could have been a stickman, but she turned around.
I just saw. So this is and I didn't put this together, and this is why it feels more like a Bond movie than any of the others. This is the only movie in the franchise where Ethan Hunt doesn't have to go on the run, and he actually just does a mission.
Yeah, he works for
every other movie. He has to go rogue, except for this one. And then the other thing I saw that was interesting
was trying to be born after this. But Bond tried to be born, and Mission Impossible tried to be born. Bourne changed spy movies like the year after this.
But even the first one did this too. Anyways, the other thing that I thought I just saw that was interesting is the original director they were going to bring in to do Mission Impossible 2 was Oliver Stone.
Oh God.
He'd written a treatment and then had to back out because Eyes Wide Shut took so long. Yep.
Oh, he had to back out because Cruise's movie took
too long.
So it conflicts Adam's thing where he said was Magnolia.
No, go down because it says Magnolia took for it's on this. I know you're reading the trivia portion of IMDb. That's where I got the question from. It says that Magnolia was supposed to be 6 months and then went from to a year of filming Magnolia.
But what I'm saying is, like, if Oliver Stone had to stop because of Eyes Wide Shut and the actor had to stop because of Magnolia, I don't know.
Because it
99
this,
was
it post
simultaneously.
I don't know, and it postponed the production of Mission Impossible 2, and then X-Men. I don't know when was X-Men coming out. That's the thing.
In 2000. I mean, it was right around the same time. It came out just a couple months later. The original Billy Baird was supposed to be Steve Zahn.
That would have been pretty funny. Yeah,
I could totally see it. All right. LVP, MVP, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Adam, go first.
Oh, great. Okay, LVP. I don't know, just slow motion, White Doves. There we go. LVP, White Doves. Because it gave up where Ethan was hiding. If that dove didn't coo, they wouldn't have that stamp, and him wouldn't have that fight off. So there we go. MVP, having a killer mustache in the late 90s, early 2000s for that doctor. That's a pretty killer mustache.
It is a good mustache. It is.
It's definitely in the power rankings for mustaches in movies.
Todd, LVP, MVP.
LVP is wearing $800 shoes when you're traveling. It's just a bad idea.
It is a bad idea.
He's like, yes, it is.
And yes, it is. And yeah, it's another just terrible line delivered by Cruise. But my MVP
Tom Cruise, baby.
Because you don't get these stunts with any other actor.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go my LVP. I had forgotten to pick someone. I was having trouble coming up with ones. But I got him now. My LVP is John C. McCloy. Because I honestly and I rewatching this when he finally pops up, I'm like, there's Brendan Gleeson, there's John C. McCloy, and I go, wait, what is his role in this whole thing? Like, I honestly couldn't remember what McCloy did, and honestly, if a question was asked right now, I don't know if I could answer it. Like, who is he? Like he's the CEO of Biosite? Is that what he is?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That which kind of makes sense, but he has an important plot point. He's Brendan Gleeson. He has some interesting scenes, but I couldn't tell you what he was or who he was or any of that. So LVP is McCloy, not Brendan Gleeson, just McCloy. My MVP, I'm going to go Doug Ray Scott because he is able to somehow pull off being the perfect foil to Tom Cruise. And like Tom Cruise, like everything he embodies, Doug Ray is able to be this like slimy version of him that you can see the relation and how he would be a great double, but at the same time, everything is like twisted inside and it really works well. And the two of them, like this is like the only time in the Mission Impossible series where it truly feels like Ethan Hunt faces like a mano a mano. This is the guy who is supposed to be the guy.